Have y'all just seen that video of that woman saying how her son took home a piece of the Egyptian pyramids and now her family is cursed? Let's talk.
It is illegal to have.
You heard that?
And it also, I think, is cursed. And so we are sending it back today. It's taken me, it's like one of those things, it's not hard, but it has taken me so...
This is what I'm talking about. Do not touch Egyptian things in real life. This is not Scooby-Doo.
These pyramids, anything that goes inside does not decay. And they tested this with multiple things like a raisin.
Okay, so have y'all seen the videos about the concert that went down at the pyramids of Giza in Egypt? Because a lot of people are saying that this is not about music, this is definitely giving spiritual warfare. The concert was called Anima Quantum Genesis, but it was way more than lasers and beats. Something felt very much different because people were stating it was giving rituals or maybe even revelations, pretty much truth hidden in plain sight. And it's about an...
Class was like, oh wow, so romantic, brought that rock into my house. When I tell you, this man tried to kill me, basically. Immediately start, like, my life.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in.
White people are insane. What would possess that white man to steal a piece of the pyramid? Like, that just sounds so disrespectful. This lady said her son brought home a piece of the pyramid after a trip to Egypt. She told him that it didn't belong with them and he needed to take it back immediately, right? He said, no, I don't care nothing about what you talking about. She said he never listened to anybody, right? She said that piece of the pyramid ended up hurting her whole family. People was getting cancers, hospital, long hospital stays. People was dropping dead, and he eventually died. Like, what? So he died in March. It's now November. Well, I think this video is probably from October. Oh, no, it's actually from September, the end of September. So she packs it up, does the whole video, packs it up, sends it back to some random museum that she found in Egypt, right? So she's all excited. You could tell her energy, her spirits was visibly lifted after shipping it off, right? In my mind, though, I'm watching, I'm like, I guarantee it's going to end up right back at her house. I don't know why I felt like this, but I kept scrolling until I got an update. Sure enough, 3 months and 1 week after she initially sent the piece of the pyramid back to Egypt, it arrived back at her doorstep. Oh my God, I would literally lose my mind. First of all, I wouldn't even be in that position because why would you steal a piece of the pyramid in the first place? But here's my question. Being that him just stealing this little small piece of the pyramid got him and his whole family cursed, right? Why the hell hasn't the British Museum literally burned to the ground? I'm so confused. And then they said that the pyramids used to have 24 karat pyramid toppers. I guess they were also in the shape of a pyramid, that it was some form of an energy, it transmuted energy or collected energy from the atmosphere, whatever. They've been missing for, since the beginning of the time. What happened? Who was responsible for that? Like, I got a question.
I have a piece of the Great Pyramid that was taken. It is illegal to have, and it also, I think, is cursed. And so we are sending it back today. It's taken me, it's like one of those things, it's not hard, but it has taken me so long to like pack this thing and get it out of my house. And so I have some foam, I have bubble wrap, I have the envelope that it came in, and I have this box. Although it won't ship flat rate to Egypt, the guy at the post office told me that I could in fact use this box. So that's what I'm going to do. If you're new here, a year and a half ago, my oldest son went to Egypt and brought home what he said was a piece of the pyramid. Said he broke it off and brought it home. And immediately I was like, you have to send that thing back. That it needs to go back from where it came. Like it does not belong with us. And after he brought that back, our family has been cursed with nothing but bad luck, and terrible things have happened. And eventually he actually passed away in March. And I'm not making light of him passing. I'm processing that off of TikTok. It's what it is. So, but we've had deaths, we've had cancer, we've had hospitals have happened. And every time something bad happened, I was like, we have to get that piece of the pyramid gone. And he always laughed and told me I was crazy. And when he passed, I had to get this pyramid and get it out of our family and get it back to where it came from. And that is what I'm going to do. So I asked in the last video that I made, and it's been like a month because I've been putting it off. I think it's actually been like 3 weeks, but I've been putting it off because it's one of those things that's not hard, but you're just not ready to do it. And I need to do it because I'm leaving on a trip in a week. So, yeah, I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to very gently put the piece of the pyramid. There it is, in a lot of bubble wrap. And then I'm going to write a little handwritten note and just explain why this is coming back, and to please forgive us and accept our deepest and sincerest apologies from our family. I have been trying to figure out, like, how do I get the curse off of my family? Is it just returning this thing? I don't know. We will see. But, okay, I've got it. I'm going to, that scrabbling is like my dog on the floor. So I'm just going to wrap this in bubble wrap. Fresh, clean, nice bubble wrap, not the scrap that it came in. And that is that. Hold on. All right, so I'm just going to cut pieces of this foam and kind of make sure that this thing isn't going anywhere. I don't want any, like, I don't want them to open it and think that it wasn't taken care of. It has been safe here, and now it needs to go back and be safe there. So, these boxes are tricky. Have you ever used these little flat rate boxes? It's like, I need 3 hands. Okay, almost there. If your family ever brought home a piece of something that it shouldn't have, would you have returned it? What would you do? How would you ensure that it got back to where it needs to go? Has your family ever done that? Has your family ever put you in that sort of a situation? Anyway, I'm gonna tape all this up and put the address for the Cairo Museum right there, and then I'm gonna go stand in line at the post office and drop this thing off and send it back. With much love.
Now, on the next episode of Fuck Around and Find Out, this young lady's son took a piece of the Pyramid of Giza home with him, and now he's no longer alive. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. This will be an off-the-camera video, but I want to talk about this video. I don't understand what it is about white people and touching things that they know and was told to them not to touch, right? Because you don't see black people going to Egypt and taking things that are not supposed to be theirs, and or disturbing ancient tombs and or artifacts that are not supposed to be touched. So in this episode, this young man basically went to Egypt on vacation. He was probably told prior to going into the pyramid, you know, to do tour and everything, that no one should steal anything.
This is so sad that this happened, and I hope she's okay. But this is what I'm talking about. Do not touch Egyptian things in real life. This is not Scooby-Doo. This is not Scooby-Doo and the gang, and we are not on a random trip. leave those things alone. I don't know what it is about ancient Egypt, but leave it alone.
Now I remember seeing this episode of A Hunting, and this doctor, he was going through his midlife crisis. Then he went to Egypt and ended up buying a piece of cloth. No, it was a piece of wood that was wrapped around in a cloth that he purchased for like $5, right? And he purchased off of some man that he saw on the side of the road, took it home with him. And when I tell you this man's life went to shit afterwards, he got a divorce. He lost 3 of his children, like horrible car accident. It was just the craziest thing. He ended up having to get an exorcism and also had to get some sort of cleansing done in his house. No, he even had to move out of the house because the cleansing did not even help the house. He tried to get rid of that piece of wood and the cloth for so many times. He could not get rid of it because the thing was cursed, and in return cursed his entire family.
So it turns out that 3 months and 1 week after sending that package, I am still weirdly in possession of that chunk of what I was told was a pyramid. I tried to send it back, you guys, and it made it to Egypt on the 8th of July. It's marked on there, received in Egypt. And then no one ever claimed it. It's like the cat came back, but it's like a chunk of the pyramid. So if anyone has any like solid addresses that I can send this to, or I would really love to talk to someone and get this in the hands of the right person. So if you know anything, and I'm going to actually take this comment and I'm going to go and try to look up the museum that they're talking about and send it there. But this is not the outcome I was thinking I would get. I'm just stunned that I waited 3 months to share that draft, and the next week this thing comes back. I've got it right here. I don't want to show you because it has like addresses all over it and stuff, but yeah, this is it. Piece of the Great Pyramid that was taken. It is illegal to have.
So y'all ain't learned nothing.
So I've always had this weird obsession with ancient Egypt for some reason. And I saw this video going around where this woman's son went to Egypt and picked up a piece of the pyramid. Now, I don't know where, like, if he actually, like, fucking, like, ripped it off of the pyramid. But I also went there last summer, and I also picked up a stone from the pyramid. Okay, so this is my little stone. I think it's just, like, limestone, I don't fucking know. But yeah, like, I saw that video and I had to go find mine because I'm like, hello, I did that too. But I don't know if he genuinely like fucking chipped that shit off of the pyramid or whatever. So anyways, with that being said, I don't know, like, maybe like nothing has been happening to me, so that's what made me question it. Like, maybe his family is they deserve that. I don't know, because the fact that they sent it out and it came back to them is insane. But I wanted to see what that stone looks like, because like, someone tell me if this is what her stone looked like, because this is what I got. You know, I picked it up from right under, and then now that I'm saying it out loud, it is kind of insane, because like that's literally someone's like burial site. But girl, like, what the fuck? I love collecting stones. Like, hold on, okay, I can't find it, but like, I have an obsession of picking up a souvenir from every place I've ever been to, and this was just one of those things. So I don't know, I'm not really cursed, you know, so good for me, I guess. But like, I don't know, that shit, it kind of freaked me out a little bit, because what are you talking about?
Y'all, one time I was dating this man and he thought it was romantic to give me a rock that he had stolen from the pyramids, like in Egypt. Not from the pyramids themselves, but I guess the rock was like outside the pyramids or something, and he had smuggled it back into the US. My dumbass was like, oh wow, so romantic, brought that rock into my house. When I tell you, this man tried to kill me, basically. Immediately my life started going to shit. My wallet got stolen. It was like thing after thing after thing, like back-to-back thing that I literally have these hanging lights in my apartment, and I was sitting in this chair that I'm sitting in right now below the hanging light, and all of a sudden one of the light bulbs came down and crashed. And it was like almost hit me. And I said, either I gotta get rid of this man or I gotta get rid of this rock. Maybe both. Eventually I did both. But in the immediate, I was like, you gotta take this rock back. Thank you so much, but like, nigga, please take this rock away from me. And then eventually my life got better. Long story short, these niggas be trying to kill you. Y'all, one time I was dating this man and he thought it was romantic to give me a rock that he had stolen. I love that I have the sense God gave me, because somebody tagged me in a video on here about a woman who had a similar situation where she went to Egypt with her son and her son stole a rock from the pyramids. Long story short, they came back, he died. He literally died. And then she was trying to like get her karma right and do whatever she needed to do spiritually to get like the vex, like the whatever off of her. And it literally didn't work. And she tried to mail the rock back to Egypt and it came back. Like the mail literally came back to her. Child, that's so scary. I'm so grateful that I'm still here and alive. Amen.
It just was in Greece. I picked up some rocks. It brings me back to there. It's like peaceful. I think it brings me the good vibes and stuff. Yeah. I was rubbing on one or something, and Mom asked me what that is. And she said, you should be careful about grabbing those kind of things. You might bring in some negative juju to the house, open up some portals. And I was just like, are you crazy with your weird superstition? And that's exactly why I have it. Because it's different than my perspective of it brings me goodness, and then she sees it the other way and I'm like, your thing is kooky. I'm also
It's the same thing in Hawaii. They couldn't like take the rocks from the volcanoes. It would bring like really bad juju to the house.
I thought they just didn't want people to take it because like tourists go to Hawaii all the time. They're just like, I'll take a rock, and before you know it, there's no Hawaii. It's in everybody's living room. That's what I thought.
Why go buy land on Hawaii when you can just visit it a lot and take like a pocket full of rocks home, and then eventually you have Hawaii in your house?
I think on the podcast you're like, oh, if you take a rock from there, it was like immediate bad luck, like something would happen the next day. Yeah. I remember what I said. Remember, I was tweaking out in my head because my Air Forces are very loose, right? But I had pants on. But you know there's like there's little pebbles and shit like that in the cave. When I was walking out, I felt something in my shoe, so I'm like, oh,
And it was a pebble from the thing.
It was like, I was like, oh no, it's like it's probably just like dirt or a little pebble. I'm like, yo, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, guys. I told you, I'm like, yo, I was scared. I'm like, and then I got it, and it was like a little dirt piece that was probably not in the cave. It was just from something else.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
When I felt the pebble, fam, I was shook. I'm not gonna lie,
bro. So when we were there, when we got to location and we're like in the lobby area, they had a whole book.
Bro.
There's a book of, I want to say like probably over 100 letters.
No, I think it said like it's over 500. No,
over 500.
Yeah,
that's a lot,
bro. There was like 200 to 500 in that shit.
So there's over like however many letters of all these people saying, we're returning this rock because so and so passed away, or I got into a car accident because of this rock, or this and this happened. All of these people have had bad luck, bad experiences. Just something negative happened in their life because they took a rock from the cave. And then that's one of the biggest rules they had was please do not take any rock.
Oh my God. So me and my mom were just talking and we're like, how could we still be having this much bad fucking luck? Like, we returned the lava rocks. We moved off the Indian burial ground. What is haunting us? Then my dad pops in the background and says, maybe it's the lava rock I stole from Sarah's rental she had. Me and my mom are like, what? My lava rock? He said, it was out front in your rental house and I took it. That renter has cancer. She's just as doomed as now we are. Return the lava rock to the rental house, Dad. It's nuts.
Y'all, I'm by the pyramids, and this is one of the biggest mysteries in the entire world. There are over 2 million blocks here, and it took 100,000 men 20 years to build it. That's about 3 minutes per block, and look at how big it is. When they tried to recreate this in modern times, as soon as they started, they stopped because they said it would take 200 years to build it. There is scientifically proved magic to these pyramids. Anything that goes inside does not decay. And they tested this with multiple things like a raisin. Things will dry up, but they never decay in there. Many of like the major scientists and revolutionary people who like made electricity and things like that, they studied the Great Pyramids. Till this day, they don't know what the pyramids were used for exactly, because it's far too complicated to just be a tomb. Also, the very tip of the pyramid had something called, he told us it's called ultram, which is a mix of gold and silver. To this day, we cannot successfully mix gold and silver together. And it was supposed to reflect the sun like beautifully. This is insane. Also, there are voids in the pyramid that can hold up to a Boeing, I think 767, 300 passenger plane. And there are multiple voids in there, and they've been studying for over 25 years to be able to get into those rooms, because if they knock down the wrong wall, the whole thing could fall. So many aspects of this is inhumanly perfect. Like some part of the distance is the exact distance between the earth and the sun. Something, if you go around the entire thing or something, it's the exact speed of light. When you go inside, the speed of sound travels 3 times faster. Like, this is like, wow.
Every time that the statement is made that Kemet, Egypt, was an original black civilization, it seems like everybody want to lose their shit. All right, now Kemet has been conquered several times, but we get the loudest noise from the people that have recently colonized this area. You dig what I'm saying? And my question is, if this was y'all shit, why did y'all try to destroy it when you first got there? Did y'all know that this damage that you see right here was caused by y'all when y'all got there? Yeah, that's right, Al-Aziz Uthman. Yeah, did you guys know in 1196, Al-Aziz Uthman, son of the Sultan of Egypt, attempted to demolish the pyramids, starting with that of Menkaure. Workmen, what it says, recruited to demolish the pyramids, stayed there on the job for 8 months, but found it impossible to destroy the building. Ain't that something? Think y'all slick. This right here is a mosque that you guys tried to build on top of the Karnak temple. So if this was y'all shit, why y'all building shit on top of it? If this was y'all, why do you have to build something over top of it like that? Because that's what the fuck colonizers do. You know, I was in Kemet, and you know, I was talking to one of those tour guides, and I was like, you know that y'all built a mosque over top of that, right? And they, you know, they gave me the, no, you know, we didn't know. That's bullshit. All right, y'all built the mosque over top of these temple complexes. And when y'all got there, y'all tried to destroy the damn pyramids. So if this was y'all shit, you should have took better care of it when you got there. But all of a sudden, you're selling tickets now because it's lucrative. Oh, I get it. I get it.
Okay, so have y'all seen the videos about the concert that went down at the pyramids of Giza in Egypt? Because a lot of people are saying that this is not about music, this is definitely giving spiritual warfare. The concert was called Anima Quantum Genesis, but it was way more than lasers and beats. Something felt very much different because people were stating it was giving rituals or maybe even revelations, pretty much truth hidden in plain sight. And it's about an android named Eva that's supposed to merge humans with machinery, with technology. And it was giving like consciousness meets creation, but they had all types of symbolisms, from serpents to all types of, you know, angels and just fire and just hidden, you know, geometry, just many different things that make people feel very much uncomfortable. And while many people seem to enjoy it, a lot of people felt as if it was quite demonic. All of these visuals were projected onto the pyramids themselves. Now think about that. One of the oldest human symbols of power and eternity, now pulsing with digital life, AI imagery, and machine consciousness. Quite literally like the old world and the new world shaking hands or pretty much fusing together. That's what it was symbolizing. People are saying that this absolutely wasn't random because quantum genesis means the birth of something new from the unseen, and their final act was called the end of Genesis, which pretty much means the end of creation. So this was almost like a message that the era of human origin is over, and whatever is next is not organic, that it'll be artificial and completely engineered. There's this eerie feeling that the show was way more than entertainment and pretty much more so a transmission, like a warning about the next stages of evolution, like the setting with the pyramids perfectly aligned with the stars, kind of like a cosmic connection, but that's what I'm seeing in the comments. Maybe there's just a lot of fear-mongering ceremony going on, but the timing just felt really deliberate. Like the words, the imagery, it all just points to transformation, transcendence, or even maybe replacement. So what do you guys think when you see all of these images? Was this just an artistic statement, a musical expression, or something way deeper, like quite literal rituals and activations hidden right before our very own eyes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Per usual, this is all alleged. I'm just going based off what I see online. Can't confirm or deny anything, but if you haven't heard about quantum genesis, definitely implore you to do your research. Whatever else I find out, I will be back though, so make sure you like, follow, stay for some more.
The biggest question I keep seeing is why can't we restore the pyramids' power? If they were ancient power plants that supplied free energy, why is this technology lost? The answer to that question is a lot of our history's lost. Humanity is a lot older than what we've been told. The current species that we call human isn't the most intelligent or technological advanced or genetically superior race to ever walk this planet. The Law of One mentions how the pyramids used to be ancient healing centers put there by the Ra Collective to help with spiritual ascension. Higher dimensional beings who were here to watch over humanity and assist with the collective growth. But once the Orion group got involved, the elite cut off the people and made it so only the kings and queens can use it. That's when consciousness started to regress because we weren't using them for their full purpose. Humans were supposed to be healed to discover their purpose not as a third dimensional body, but as a higher spirit of thought and unity with the one infinite creator. The halls of Amenti were then sealed off to human lineage, sealed off to Earth until we reach 5D collectively. There was a corruption of the DNA of the root races of the Lemurians and the Atlanteans. Our DNA has lost its divine blueprint. The DNA codes that would allow 7 and 12 to assemble were shut down. Now there's a block between the physical body and the etheric body with the ones who are corrupted with this DNA. The sacred crystal heart was shattered. The human species was then forced to return to Earth to incarnate in the lowest density. Human consciousness has lost its awareness and relationship to Earth and higher dimensions. As we enter this new age of enlightenment, we will begin the long process of reclaiming and healing our original DNA. The Emerald Tablets were left here to remind us who we are, for us all to understand that our real life begins after this one ends.
You guys know how the tops of the pyramids are missing. So that missing piece on top of the pyramid was typically made out of granite or limestone and then covered in solid gold. Yeah, so the top of the pyramid would have been made out of solid gold. And I believe that the top of the pyramid was made out of gold because it was literally an energy generator. The pyramids were literally generating energy, creating energy, and then they were able to then spread that energy all across the world in a web, you know, to the other pyramids. All the pyramids around the world connect in a web, and it sends that energy out. And I think that that's why the top of the pyramid was gold, because basically it's sending the energy. It's able to conduct electricity. And then guess what? People came and stole the tops of the pyramids, obviously. And I feel like it doesn't really take too much thinking to just kind of assume who would have been there and stealing shit, who would have been in Africa and stealing artifacts. You know what I mean? But that shit is crazy. And that's just like, obviously my guess. Like, I think that the pyramids were creating energy and then able to spread that all around the world using whatever system that they had, and then the tops of the pyramids, the gold would then send out the signal. That's my little guess, but I really
I have a piece of a great
I don't want to jump into conclusions to say that this is
It
one of
is
the reasons
illegal to
why
have,
his family
and
went through
it
all
also,
these
I think,
runs
is
of bad
cursed.
luck
And so
or
we
him
are sending
ended
it
up
back
losing his life. But
today.
It's
taken
not
me, it's like
far-fetched,
one of
right?
those things, it's
because
not
there's
hard,
a reason why
but it
they
has
tell
taken
you
me
you shouldn't
so
be
long
taking
to like
those things home with you. One,
pack this
because they
thing and
probably
get
already
it
know
out of my
that they
house.
have
And so I have
ancient
some
magical
foam, I have
ties to
bubble
them
wrap, I have the
because
envelope that it came
those are
in,
ancient things,
and
right?
I have this
But
box,
also,
although it won't ship flat rate to Egypt.
Because those are
the
things
guy
that
at the post
have
office
been
told me that
around
I
for so
could,
many
in fact, use
years,
this box.
ages.
So that's what I'm going to
you
do.
know, they want to preserve
If you're
them.
new here,
But
a year and a
because
half
some
ago,
people don't
my
like to
oldest son
listen,
went
because
to
you know they want to
Egypt,
be the first to discover
and
things and or
brought home
to
what
be the
he said
first
was
to
a
have
piece of
done
the
it.
pyramid. Said he
So
broke
that
it
is
off
the
and
reason
brought
why
it
a lot of
home.
people will
And
end up in
immediately I
situations
was
that
like,
they are. So
you
there's
have
just one
to
movie
send
I was
that
watching.
thing
Now,
back.
if you guys
That
want to
it needs
watch
to go
it,
back
it's
to
kind of
working.
silly. The movie's
Like,
kind
it
of
does
silly,
not belong with
but
us.
it ties into what I'm about
And
to talk about with the whole pyramid and
after
him
he got
taking
that that
home
back,
with him,
our family has
and
been cursed
the run
with
of bad luck that
nothing
his
but bad
family ended
luck,
up
and
having
terrible
because of
things
it.
have happened.
So the
And
movie
eventually
is called
he actually
The
passed
Mermaid,
away in March.
and it was this.
And I'm not
it was
making
this
light
man,
of him
white
passing.
man,
I'm
right? He
processing
went to an island
off of TikTok. It's
and he wanted to discover things, and he ended up discovering this
but we've had
tomb
deaths, we've had
that has
cancer,
been there a
we've
long
had
time,
hospitals have
and
happened.
people
And,
have put so much money towards
every time
not
something bad happened, I
disturbing
was
it
like, we
because
have
they
to
know
get that
what the
piece
power
of the pyramid
holds.
gone.
But of course,
And,
he was wanting
he
to
always laughed and
discover,
told me I was
so he
crazy.
ended up getting
And
a group of his friends and started.
when he passed, I had to
started
get this
digging
pyramid
in
and
the
get it
area,
out of
and that's
our
where he
family
discovered this
and
tomb
get it back to where it came
that
from.
was
And
there
that is
for
what I'm
so
going to
many,
do.
so many,
So,
years, and it was
I asked in the last
a
video that I
very
made, and it's
powerful
been
God
like a month because
and
I've
there
been
was
putting it off. I
rituals
think
that
it's
were
actually been
done,
like
but
3 weeks.
because
But I've been
of
putting it
course
off
he
because
didn't
I
believe
just
in the supernatural, and
it's
he
one of those
was
things that's not hard.
superstitious.
You're just
He
not
just
ready
thought,
to do
oh,
it,
you know,
and I need to do it because I'm leaving on a trip in a week.
silly, right? So then he ended up digging into it and everything, which he then awakened a very powerful mermaid that ended up seducing him because she was able to become to take the human form and be able to walk out because she was attacking the humans in the islands and drinking their blood, which then helped her to become pretty much human, so she can walk the earth and figure out the men who dare to disturb the tomb. But what she was basically here for, she wanted to awaken the
trying
gods,
to figure out like how do I get the curse off of my family? Is it just returning this thing? I don't know. We will see.
And when it came to when the man had to get permission from the island
is like my dog on the floor.
He was a researcher, right? And he had to get permission from the people of the island to continue his digging of what he had found. They told him no. But because the lady wanted him to continue digging because he was literally waking up a god that was not supposed to be awakened, she ended up seducing him. She fell in love with him. Well, he fell in love with her because she seduced him. Because she's a mermaid, right? She used her stuff to seduce him. And he ended up sleeping with her. That same night, he also told her, "Hey, you know, I'm having some trouble." And she thought that he was trying to ask for money to complete his project. But of course, she already knew what was coming. So he's telling her about the situation. He's like, yeah, about the situation, about, you know, the thing that I'm digging. And the island's basically telling me no. And, you know, the person who basically runs the island says no. So the lady had sex with him, got him to really, really get into like a deep sleep. And then she went to the guy who was the minister.
If your family ever brought home a piece
then
of something that it shouldn't have, would you have returned it?
Hypnotized him. How would you ensure you're gonna have to say yes to this man and for him to complete the job that he started? Because of course it's going to benefit her. And then he wake up the next morning, although like everything, all the odds were against him, and all of a sudden everybody decided, hey, yeah, you should go with the plan. He didn't know how it happened, but he just knew that it happened. He was able to continue with his plan, right? So then finally he started digging, which then while he was digging, literally the entire island changed. Like the temperature changed, the weather changed, everything changed. But of course he didn't see anything about it. He just thought, oh, you know, the weather just changed, right? Out of nowhere. Who would have thought? So then his friend, one of his friends that actually live in the United States, came to visit him, and he was so shocked at how quickly this man ended up falling in love. Well, he wasn't shocked that he fell in love so quickly because he says his friend was like a hopeless romantic, right? But he saw through the facade of the woman who was trying to seduce him. So then he told him, he's like, hey, and that guy was a scholar as well. He's like, hey, I think this is real, like, magical stuff, and this is a real, you know, this is something real that you should not be messing with. And I don't think this lady has your best interest at heart. And of course he didn't listen to his friend because he was already too far and too deep into the relationship. He was already falling in love. 2 days later, he was already falling in love, and then completely disregarded his friend. His friend was having all these vivid dreams about how the lady was basically planning on sacrificing him to the gods because they needed blood to awaken the gods, right? So he's trying to tell his friend, no, I don't think this is da-da-da, da-da-da. He's like, yeah, I'll always go with all your silly ideas, but this one you should not go with. And of course he didn't listen to his friend, and he continued on with it. And then finally the lady, that's what she was planning on doing. She's a siren. She doesn't really care about his feelings. It's not like she was really in love with him. She was planning on sacrificing him to the gods so she can awaken the gods. And then when his friend became, like basically his friend was walking the town and he saw a picture of the lady, that's when he realized that the lady has been here for generations. So she was one of the gods. So she wanted him to awaken her family, like the gods, the bloodline of her family. And that's when the friend basically was trying to tell him, hey, look, this lady has been here before. She's basically like a vampire, right? By that time, they kidnapped the friend, and then they also brought him to the area where they were going to sacrifice both of them. And the friend basically, you know, told him, hey, you know, you need to stop this. You need to stop this. Of course, he's already hypnotized, under spell, and he doesn't know how to make the decision. To the point where the friend had to kill him to save the whole island. Literally kill him to save the whole island, because this man just wouldn't listen. He was already hypnotized, under a spell and all that stuff, right? But I saw that to say this is not new. I mean, they'll go to Africa and start digging into like ancient stuff and bring it back home, and then wonder why, you know, they have a run of bad luck, you know, or they have like their family bloodline is cursed or whatever, because of the artifacts that you found that you shouldn't be touched, because you've been told by the islanders that you shouldn't touch those things. And I don't know why people don't listen, but I really do. My heart goes out to this lady, because it seems like she's like at her wit's end, you know, because things have been happening in her family. But, you know, anyways, let's get into the next part of the story, because this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy. But this is like a lesson learned for a lot of people, to not mess with things that they don't know about, you know, because a lot of time people think it's just, oh, you know, I'm not so superstitious. This is just, you know, mush mouth situations and da. But before you know it, your whole bloodline is cursed. Because you wanted to go to a Goodwill store and buy used jewelry. Not to say that you shouldn't, because I go to Goodwills all the time too. But I also know how to cleanse and remove things off of the items that I buy. Not everything is going to be removed based on like the things that I do whenever I buy used things, you know. But I can feel the energy on the item, and if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to get it. But a lot of people don't have discernment like that to say, you know what, I don't like the energy in this item. I'm not going to bring it into my house. And I don't know if any of you guys used to watch Supernatural. There's so many episodes of where people would literally buy things that they shouldn't be buying, and or bring things into their home, and then they wonder why, like, they'll have a run of bad luck, and or their life will go to shit after they bring this thing to their home. And that's what's actually happening to this man and his entire family. Well, to his family now, because he's already passed away, you know. Hopefully this story is not a lie. This lady's not making this up. But it's a cautionary tale. Even if she was making this up, it's the very cautionary tale for people who will say, oh, I'm not superstitious, but then things start to happen. Because whether you believe it in it or not, if it's an actively cursed item, you're going to get hit in the crossfire, because, you know, it's something that's real. Just because you don't believe in it doesn't change the fact that it's a real thing, you know. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there are certain things, if you don't believe in it, it's not going to affect you. But a lot of things, as long as it's real and it's like active, it will affect you. Doesn't matter if you say, oh, I don't believe in it or not, it will affect you. So in my opinion, y'all, that's my take on this. I hope, you know, you guys take something from this and not make mistakes like that, because shit like this happens every day. Like I said, we're going to touch up some stuff on this book. So in this book is called Spell of Abundance, Love, Wealth, and Protection. So in this book, on the first page, actually, I have a glamour affirmation that you will basically say, you stand in front of the mirror and you stare at yourself and you admire yourself, and you will say to yourself how beautiful you are. You'll basically seal this your beauty, like your glam, after you've done your makeup, or even stand in front of the mirror naked with nothing on, so you can really reaffirm yourself of your beauty, of your confidence and all that. This book is mainly for like self-confidence and self-elevation, you know, calling the goddess in you, calling the divinity in you, you know, calling the beauty in you. And also work with the moon, because the moon represents the woman, the mother, womb, water, all of this. So yeah, I have all the steps in here of all the spells that you need to do. It even has one to get rid of unwanted guests. It's pretty funny. To get rid of unwanted guests. And this book right here, right? So I'm gonna run down real quick of all the materials that you're going to need. You will need a brand new broom. It has to be brand new. and you'll need a piece of parchment paper, a black pen, a black trash bag, because we're going to get rid of this sucker, right? And of course your intentions. And also I have spells on here that you can say. I have daily affirmations, and also I have spells on here that you can do every single day to work with the energy of the planets of the day, and also the archangels that work with the day. So anyways, there's so many spells. There's a 7-day manifestation spell with archangels, and let's see, a 30-day money spell with bay leaves and the Fihu sign, which is a money sign. It's like an F with that extra part. Anyways, the symbol's there, and I even show you like what you need to do, what the sigil look like, all that, and the keys to enhance your spell. So there are different things on here on how to enhance your spell, and basically grow your finance, grow your love, self-love, self-admiration, chance to say to yourself to give you that extra energy to go about your day. And also tips to enhance your spell. Oh, I already said this. And morning coffee abundance prosperity spell. You guys remember I just shared a video about morning coffee and how important it is when it comes to hoodoo, and how you can basically use your first cup of coffee in the morning to manifest a better life or a better day, or to bring forth money to you. So don't let, you're already doing these things anyway, so you might as well just incorporate something a little bit extra to basically boost your thing. And here's to influence your boss spell. So this one, I'm sure people who are actually working are going to love this. It's to influence your boss and attract favors towards you at work. Because look, in this economy, we're all working and we need some boost at work, and we also sometimes need to be tied to our job, so therefore you don't get fired. You know what I mean? So there's some stuff that you could do to basically tie yourself to your job, and or tie the job to you. And once you're done and you're all tired of that job, you can get rid of it. It's not something that's completely permanent, but use magic, guys. It's here for you to use. You have the herbs in your closet, you have the herbs in your pantry, you have the candles that you could just simply buy some candles super cheap. Use magic to elevate your life. Use magic to make yourself better. Let me tell you, Jesus was out here using magic, okay? Walking on water and stuff and turning water into wine. Sounds like magic to me. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.